Socastic. I'm your host, Tara Lockett. On today's episode, we will discuss the topic, the bird's nest. What is the bird's nest? Well, today you get something special. But before we get to that explanation of what is considered special, as always, I want to quote something to you. Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope. And that is Maya Angelou. The bird's nest. What's so special about this episode? Well, I'm glad that you asked. It's special because I'm going to give it to you in the form of a story. And so I need you to sit back, relax, get you something to drink, and we're going to get into the bird's nest. Sunday, September 25th, 2022. It was a beautiful day. A day of strength. A day of hope. A woman on her patio. She sits to have a cup of coffee. As she's sitting, she looks up. She notices in the tree birds. A couple of birds. She noticed their movement. They went and they came. They went and they came. They came and they went. They came and they went. It caught her attention. It was called a beautiful distraction. What's a beautiful distraction? I'm glad you asked. A beautiful distraction is something that distracts you from the current situation that you're in. This lady, as she sat on the patio, that was a big win for her that day. She was diagnosed with a manic depressive disorder, but determined to not be in that state of mind. Knowing at this point in life that you have the ability to take full control and full action of everything that we do. She put that to action and decided, this is an interesting situation here. Every day was something to give her to get up every day, to watch and hear and listen. Nature is a beautiful thing to connect with because we are nature. But in that particular day, as she's sitting down, at this point, the nest is becoming full. So it grabs her attention. And grabbing her attention, she notices it's a beautiful nest. It's the bird's nest. As time passes and days go on, she sees Mr. Fred. Who is Mr. Fred? Mr. Fred is the squirrel. Every day this squirrel was in the tree, didn't go too far high in the tree, but was there just about every day. This particular day, Fred was a little higher than normal, and it frightened the lady. She panicked. She thought, there's a bird's nest up there. The squirrel is heading toward the bird's nest. Oh no. And then what made the panic even more aggressive is she heard something she hadn't heard in a while. And that was baby birds chirping. No. Is this the moment of feast for the squirrel? As she panicked. There's nothing she can do, actually. She named the squirrel Fred, but if she calls out Fred, will the squirrel stop? I've provided two things for you thus far in this story. Grounding. And those are three things in this story that I want you to take with you as you listen. And remember this, for any individual on life, we all have to establish grounding. And after we establish that grounding, we have to establish stability. So now in this story, we're caught up with stability. Returning to the story. It got quiet. No chirping. No squirrel. No nothing. And then out of nowhere came Fred, running down the tree of the stem. Or stem of the tree, sorry. Running down the stem of the tree comes Fred. Extremely happy, according to squirrel movement. When they move fast, they're on a mission. And to my surprise, the birds were back to their normal chirping. The bird's nest. Grounding. I have the ability to watch the adult birds provide grounding for their babies. They didn't just provide the grounding, they provided stability. This bird nest, and it still exists, is sitting in a very stable portion of the tree. And I've watched different seasons come and go, and that nest is still stable. Grounding, stability. When I seen the squirrel in its freeness, something prompted me to look up some information about squirrels. Do squirrels eat birds and things of that nature? So I was very interested to find. You can Google this. What I found was this, and it warmed my heart. I found that the chirping sound of a bird gives the squirrel the indication that it's safe. An indication that it's safe. So I thought, oh, Fred is just checking on a friend. That friend is safe. So we have grounding, stability, and safety in the bird's nest. Safety is something to explore. Grounding, stability, and safety. It is a part of our makeup as humanity. It's called the root of what we stand on. It's our feet. In life, it is very key and important that we walk and operate in grounding, stability, and safety. The bird's nest. I want to thank you for listening. And be sure to subscribe, like, comment. I want to hear from you. We are now in past the 7th episode mark. I think this one's the number 11, I believe. And I have taken the time to help share basically my healing journey. That's what this is about. This introduction of this podcast is me allowing myself to open up to you, to let you know the simple thing of, if I could do it, you can do it. But make sure you're grounded, you're stable, and you're safe. That is the bird's nest. If it's a topic that you're interested in discussing, please be sure to send an email to studio13socastit@yahoo.com. Let's cast it. I'm your host, Tara Lockett. You are listening to the podcast, So Cast It. Until next time, remember, mental health matters. Use your mind to create a better story for your future. With grounding, stability, and safety, we could be at peace because our mind matters.